If you're watching this video right now, it is not a coincidence. Something deep inside you was pulled here, and that pull itself is the first sign of resonance. You may have noticed lately that your body feels strange in quiet moments. Tingles across your skin, sudden waves of goosebumps, or even a deep stillness that seems to stop time for just a second. These aren't random sensations. They're signals. Signals that your consciousness is brushing against the quantum field itself. Think about it. How many times have you been in a moment where reality felt different? A conversation suddenly syncs with a thought you had earlier. A number, a symbol, a phrase repeats again and again until you can't ignore it. Or perhaps you woke up with a dream so vivid it felt more real than waking life. That is resonance whispering, "Pay attention." And here's the truth most people miss. Resonance isn't something you create. It's something you tune into. Right now, by being here, you are already closer to it than you realize. And if you stay with me until the end, you'll not only understand what this means, you'll learn how to stabilize it, amplify it, and use it to shift your reality in ways you never imagined. Let's start simple. In physics, resonance happens when one vibrating system naturally amplifies another. Imagine a tuning fork. Strike one, and the other across the room begins to hum at the same frequency. No physical contact, just vibration, frequency, and alignment. Now replace the tuning fork with your consciousness. Replace the second fork with the infinite quantum field, the energy field that contains all possible timelines, all realities, all versions of you. When your inner state strikes the right frequency, the field responds. That response is quantum resonance. It's not philosophy, it's physics meeting awareness. It's the invisible hum between your inner world and the fabric of the universe itself. And here's the most important thing. Resonance doesn't just feel good. Changes things. It shifts timelines. Collapses possibilities into reality. It is the silent architect behind synchronicity, manifestation, and transformation. You're not here by accident. If you're feeling these strange sensations, tingles, waves of emotion, or sudden knowing, you've brushed against resonance. But the truth is, most people dismiss it. They tell themselves, "Oh, that was just a coincidence," or "It's just my imagination." And the moment they dismiss it, the signal fades. What I want for you in this journey is different. I want you to not only notice resonance, but to live inside it, to recognize its language, to stabilize it so it doesn't flicker in and out, but becomes the new baseline of your life. Because when you do, everything changes. Your choices align. People appear at the right time. Opportunities unfold. The random begins to look like destiny. And you realize it always was. Imagine this. You're sitting in your room, and out of nowhere, a memory rises. You think of someone you haven't spoken to in years. 5 minutes later, your phone buzzes with a message from that exact person. You smile, shake your head, and think, what are the odds? But that's not luck. That's not accident. That's resonance. Your thought struck the field. The field answered. This is how reality works, but no one teaches it. Schools teach you formulas, jobs teach you repetition, society teaches you rules. But no one shows you the blueprint of resonance, the frequency behind the curtain. That's what we're here to do. Over the next chapters, we're going to explore the exact sensations that signal resonance. Understand how the quantum field responds when you tune in. Learn how to live from resonance daily without losing it. Expose the common mistakes that pull you out of it. And most importantly, discover how to amplify resonance until reality bends to it. By the end of this journey, you won't just know about resonance, you will feel it, live it, and use it to step into the version of yourself you were always meant to be. So let's begin. Resonance doesn't speak in words. It speaks in sensations, patterns, and synchronicities. The problem is, most of us have been trained to ignore them. We were told, it's just a coincidence, you're imagining things, or don't be silly. And so, the greatest language of the universe has been silenced inside us. But when you start paying attention, you notice something incredible. Resonance is already talking to you. Right now, you just haven't been listening. The first way resonance shows up is in the body. Tingling and goosebumps, You're sitting quietly, and suddenly a shiver runs down your arms. Goosebumps rise without cold air. That is the body registering alignment. Heart expansion. A sudden warmth in the chest, as though your heart just grew larger. This is coherence spreading through your system. Pressure on the forehead or crown. Many people feel a buzzing, a pressure, or a lightness around the head. These are subtle shifts in brainwave states syncing with the field. Stillness. Everything goes quiet for a second. The noise of thought, the rush of time, even your breathing seems softer. That pause is resonance settling in. Next time you feel these, don't brush them off. Notice them. Whisper to yourself, I feel it. Recognition strengthens the signal. Resonance doesn't just affect the body. It reshapes the heart. Sudden waves of peace. You might be in chaos, but for a few moments, you feel an unshakable calm. That's resonance anchoring you. Elation or joy without reason. A smile rises out of nowhere. Your chest feels light. You laugh without knowing why. That joy is not random, it's the frequency of alignment. Deep longing or nostalgia. Sometimes resonance feels like remembering something you can't quite place. A pull toward home, even if you don't know where home is. These emotions are not accidents. They are signposts pointing you toward the path of coherence. Resonance sharpens the mind in strange ways. Synchronicities, numbers repeating, songs that match your mood exactly, a stranger saying the words you were just thinking. These are the fingerprints of resonance in your reality. Sudden clarity. A problem you couldn't solve suddenly feels obvious. A decision you were avoiding suddenly feels easy. Heightened imagination. Ideas and images appear faster, clearer, and more vivid than usual. The mind is no longer a cage, it's an antenna. Have you ever heard a song that gave you chills? Or listened to a truth so deep it made your whole body shiver? That's resonance. The body recognizes truth before the mind does. Scientists have actually measured this phenomenon. When a person listens to music that moves them deeply, their brain and heart activity fall into synchronization. That coherence is resonance made visible. Now imagine applying this not just to music, but to your entire life. Not every sign feels pleasant. Sometimes resonance comes with restlessness, like your skin is buzzing, sudden emotional releases, tears for no reason, old memories surfacing, discomfort in crowds. You feel out of place, where the energy doesn't match yours. This is not a mistake. It is resonance clearing the static from your system. Don't run from it. Sit with it. On the other side is clarity. Tonight, before bed, take a notebook. Write down any tingles, chills, or sensations you felt today. Any strange coincidences that happened. Any emotions that rose suddenly without reason. Do this for a week. By the end, you'll start to notice a pattern. Resonance doesn't just happen sometimes. It happens all the time. You just haven't been tracking it. At first, resonance feels like a whisper, subtle, easy to dismiss. But the more you recognize it, the louder it becomes. One day, the whisper turns into a roar. Suddenly, you don't just feel resonance, you live inside it. And once that happens, you can never go back to sleep. When you enter resonance, something extraordinary begins. You may not see it, but the quantum field, the invisible web of energy that holds every possibility, rearranges itself around you. Imagine it like a dance floor. Billions of possibilities are swirling, waiting, colliding. The moment your vibration matches one, the universe shifts, and that possibility steps forward to dance with you. Resonance is the invitation. The field is the partner. Let's strip away the mysticism for a moment and think in terms of physics. Vibration. Everything vibrates. Atoms, molecules, thoughts, even emotions. Frequency. Each vibration has a measurable frequency. Joy vibrates higher than fear, gratitude higher than doubt. Coherence. When your inner world aligns, thought, feeling, intention, your energy becomes coherent. And coherence is what the field responds to. It's like broadcasting a radio signal. The stronger and clearer the signal, the easier it is for the universe to pick it up. The field doesn't respond with words. It responds with reflections. Whatever you radiate, it mirrors. Radiate scarcity, you see scarcity everywhere. Radiate gratitude, opportunities suddenly multiply. Radiate fear, life gives you more reasons to fear. Radiate joy, coincidences pile up until you can't deny the magic. This isn't punishment or reward. It's physics. The mirror has no preference, it simply reflects. The most obvious response from the field comes as synchronicities. You think of someone and they call. You ask for guidance, and the answer appears on a billboard. You set an intention, and within hours, opportunities align. These are not accidents. They are echoes of resonance, proof that the field is listening. One tiny resonance can trigger a chain of events. Think about a row of dominoes. The first one is small. A chill down your arm. A dream you can't forget. A sudden burst of inspiration. Push that domino and others fall. A conversation happens. An opportunity shows up. Path opens you didn't see before. Before you know it, your entire life looks different. All because you recognized one signal and stayed with it. A woman once wrote in her journal that she wanted to live by the ocean. She had no money, no plan, and no logical reason to believe it could happen. But she felt the resonance when she wrote it. Goosebumps, excitement, a deep sense of yes. Within weeks, she stumbled across a job listing online. The company was based in a small coastal town. She applied on a whim. She got the job. 6 months later, she was waking up every morning to the sound of waves. Was it luck? Or was it resonance collapsing probabilities into her reality? Here's the beautiful part. The more you notice the field responding, the more coherent you become. You feel resonance. The field responds with synchronicities. You notice them. Your belief strengthens. Stronger belief, stronger coherence. Stronger coherence, more response. It becomes a loop, spiraling upward until your life is unrecognizable compared to where you began. Not every response feels smooth. Sometimes the field responds with challenge. You may lose a job, a friendship, or a plan you thought was secure. But here's the secret. These aren't punishments. They're realignments. The field clears what no longer matches your frequency. At first it feels like loss, but soon you realize it was making space for something better. For the next 3 days, play this game. Wake up and set one clear intention. Example, show me a sign that I am aligned. Move through your day with open awareness. Write down every coincidence, synchronicity, or strange alignment you notice. By the 3rd day, you will start to see the field's fingerprints everywhere. And the more you look, the louder they get. Remember this, the quantum field is always responding. Every thought, every emotion, every signal you put out is answered. The question is not whether the field responds. The question is, are you aware enough to notice? Because when you do, reality stops feeling random. Starts feeling alive, intelligent, and deeply personal. It's one thing to feel resonance for a few seconds in meditation or during a powerful moment of inspiration. But the real challenge is to live from resonance day in, day out. Life doesn't stop testing you. Bills arrive, arguments happen, doubts creep in. The question is, can you stay tuned? Living resonantly is not about being perfect. It's about repeatedly choosing alignment moment by moment until it becomes your default state. Your first hour after waking is the most powerful. It's like tuning a guitar before a performance. Breath awareness, 5 minutes, sit still. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. Each breath is a reset button. Intention statement. Say one sentence out loud that captures your resonance. Example, I am in harmony with my highest path. Gratitude pulse. Write down 3 things you're grateful for and feel them in your body, not just on paper. This simple trio shifts your vibration before the world pulls you into noise. Stress will show up. The key is catching it before it drags your frequency down. Micromeditation. Close your eyes. Breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 6. Do this 3 times. Resonance check in. Ask yourself, does this thought expand me or contract me? If it contracts, shift. Movement reset. Even 2 minutes of walking, stretching, or shaking your body resets your energetic field. Tiny recalibrations prevent a bad mood from hijacking your whole day. Your night sets the stage for tomorrow, instead of collapsing into bed with unresolved stress. Reflection journal. Write down the synchronicities or aligned moments you noticed. Even small ones matter. Release practice. Visualize putting the day in a box and handing it over to the field. Trust that it is reorganizing everything as you sleep. Future whisper. Before closing your eyes, whisper a seed into the field. Example: tomorrow, show me clarity on my next step. This primes your subconscious and the quantum field to continue working overnight. Nobody stays in high frequency 24/7. The goal isn't to never fall. The goal is to recover faster. Acknowledge, don't fight it. Say, I'm out of tune right now and that's okay. Ground. Go barefoot on grass, touch water, or sit under the sky. Nature retunes you faster than thought. Shift small. Instead of forcing joy, aim for a lighter step, like curiosity or calmness. One step is enough. Remember, falling out of resonance is part of the training. When you start living resonantly, some relationships may feel different. Why? Because resonance is contagious. Some people will be lifted by your vibration. Some will resist, feeling uncomfortable around your energy. Some may even leave your life altogether. Don't cling. Trust that the field is aligning your social circle with your new frequency. The people who remain are those who harmonize with your path. One of the toughest tests is applying resonance to survival, money, career, success. Here's the truth. Resonance doesn't mean you stop working. It means you stop pushing against the current. Instead of chasing opportunities, you magnetize them. Ask yourself daily, does this action feel heavy or light? Does this job align with the energy I want to embody? Follow the lighter path. It often leads to better opportunities than logic could predict. Your devices can either anchor you or scatter you. Constant scrolling fractures resonance. Use tech intentionally. Create playlists of high-vibe music. Follow accounts that uplift, not drain. Turn off notifications during your resonance rituals. You are not just consuming technology, you are teaching the field how focused you can be. What about when the world feels unstable, news, politics, global crises? Remember, the outer world is a collective field. The most powerful thing you can do is anchor your own resonance. One aligned person influences countless others. You become a tuning fork in the noise. Chaos may swirl, but you don't have to match it. You can hold your frequency like a lighthouse in a storm. Living resonantly is not a one-time shift. It's a lifestyle. Think of it as training a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it gets. Year 1, you notice resonance occasionally. Year 2, you start to live from it half the time. Year 3, it becomes your natural state. Eventually, you don't practice resonance. You are resonance. Quantum resonance is powerful, but like fire, it can warm you or burn you. Many seekers get excited when they first experience resonance, but without wisdom, they misuse it. The result? Confusion, spiritual bypassing, or even self-sabotage. This part is about protecting yourself by understanding the traps. Warning 1. The ego trap. When you feel resonance, you may think, I'm more advanced than others. I've unlocked a secret. That thought itself pulls you out of resonance. Why it happens? The ego wants ownership. It takes a universal frequency and personalizes it. The danger, instead of becoming expansive, you become closed off, judging others. The fix. Every time you feel resonance, whisper, this belongs to the field, not to me. Humility is the anchor of true resonance. Warning 2. The addiction trap. Resonance feels so good, tingling, expanded, blissful, that some people chase the feeling itself instead of the growth it brings. Why it happens? The nervous system craves the dopamine of resonance. The danger? You spend hours meditating, visualizing, or seeking highs, but avoid real-world action. The fix? Balance. Use resonance as fuel, not as an escape. After tuning in, take one practical step in your life. Warning 3. The projection trap. When resonance collapses into manifestation, it's tempting to assume, the universe wants me to do this, so it must be perfect. Why it happens? People confuse inner alignment with outer permission. The danger: you may force relationships, careers, or projects that aren't sustainable just because they felt resonant once. The fix: double-check. True resonance is stable over time. If it fades quickly, it was projection, not alignment. Warning: for the shortcut trap. Some seekers think resonance means skipping discipline. I don't need to plan or work. Quantum will do it for me. Why it happens: misunderstanding of manifestation. The danger: stagnation. You wait for miracles but take no action. The fix: remember, resonance amplifies action, it doesn't replace it. The field works with you, not for you. Warning: 5. The fear amplification trap. Resonance doesn't judge. It amplifies whatever you focus on, joy or fear. Why it happens: you think about worst-case scenarios intensely. The danger: you unintentionally collapse timelines of fear into reality. The fix: monitor your attention. If fear dominates, shift your state before engaging resonance practices. Warning: 6. The bypassing trap. Some seekers use resonance as a way to avoid healing old wounds. They cover trauma with positive vibes only. Why it happens: pain feels out of resonance, so you ignore it. The danger: unhealed wounds eventually resurface stronger. The fix: resonance is not about denying pain. It's about meeting it with presence until it dissolves. Warning: 7. The manipulation trap. People who learn resonance sometimes try to influence others, forcing relationships, money, or outcomes. Why it happens: the mind loves control. The danger: manipulation creates karmic backlash. You may win temporarily but lose alignment long-term. The fix: align only with what serves the highest good, not just personal desire. Daily grounding. Always return to the body, breath, nature, movement. Community mirror. Surround yourself with people who remind you of humility and balance. Shadow work. Don't hide from your wounds. Face them with compassion. Intentional practice. Before any resonance meditation, state, I align with truth and highest good. Discernment. If something feels too good to be true or demands instant action, pause. Test it. The greatest danger is forgetting that resonance is neutral. It is a mirror, not a savior. It reflects your focus, your vibration, your state. That's why discipline, humility, and responsibility are essential. When used wisely, resonance awakens your destiny. When misused, it magnifies your illusions. The choice is always yours. One of the most common questions people ask is, how do I know I'm really in resonance and not just imagining it? The truth is, resonance always leaves clues. The universe doesn't whisper only in riddles. It sends signals, subtle and powerful, to confirm when you are aligned. The challenge is training yourself to notice them. Milky Way 1. The physical body signals. Your body is the first antenna of resonance. Tingling or vibrations. Many describe it as goosebumps or gentle electric waves across the skin. Warmth in the heart center. A glowing heat in your chest, as if energy is flowing outwards. Effortless breathing. Your breath deepens naturally without forcing. Lightness. A sense that your body feels less dense, almost floating. Pushpin tip. Keep a body map journal. Note where sensations appear when you feel aligned. Over time, patterns emerge. Milky Way 2. The emotional signals. Resonance has a signature emotion. It feels expansive. Sudden calm. Even in chaos, you feel a quiet peace. Joy without cause. Happiness that isn't tied to an event, just presence itself. Excitement mixed with ease. Unlike anxiety, it feels both energizing and stable. Release of fear. Old worries dissolve, replaced by trust. Pushpin test. If an emotion feels heavy or contracts your body, it's not resonance. It's ego or fear. Milky Way 3. The mental signals. Your thoughts also shift when resonance kicks in. Clarity. Ideas flow smoothly, like puzzle pieces fitting together. Simplicity. Complex issues suddenly feel simple. Inner knowing. You no longer argue with yourself, you just know. Synchronic ideas. Random thoughts connect with outside confirmations. Books, songs, conversations. Pushpin test. If thinking feels forced or rushed, you're not in resonance. True alignment feels like thoughts arrive instead of being chased. Milky Way 4. The external world signals. Resonance doesn't just live inside. It bends reality around you. Synchronicities. Numbers repeating, 1111, 222. Overhearing exactly the words you needed. Unexpected alignments. Meeting the right person at the right time by chance. Flow of events. Tasks that seemed hard become smooth. Obstacles dissolve. Symbolic messages. Animals, dreams, or signs that repeat until you notice. Pushpin reminder. Don't obsessively hunt signs. True resonance signs arrive naturally, without forcing. Milky Way 5. The relational signals. Resonance also reveals itself through other people. Magnetic presence. Strangers are drawn to you without knowing why. Harmonious conversations. Talk flows effortlessly with the right people. Mirror reactions. Some may resist or get triggered because your energy exposes what they're avoiding. Support appears. Friends or mentors show up just when you need guidance. Pushpin tip. Don't take resistance personally. It's proof your resonance is strong. Milky Way 6. The time distortion signals. In resonance, time bends. Timelessness. Hours pass like minutes when you're in flow. Slowed moments. Sometimes the world feels like it moves in slow motion. Perfect timing. Arriving somewhere late, but finding it was exactly right. Pushpin practice. Notice when you lose track of time in joy. That's your natural resonance zone. Milky Way 7. The field feedback signals. The quantum field itself sends feedback when you're tuned. Quick manifestations. Small intentions, like finding a lost item, appear instantly. Dreams become clear. Your sleep is filled with symbolic guidance. Energy echoes. You think of someone, and they call you. Magnetic opportunities. Invitations or resources show up without effort. Daily stillness. 5 minutes of silence strengthens your perception. Journaling. Record every sign you notice. Over time, trust grows. Ask the field. Before bed, say, "Show me a clear signal tomorrow." Then watch. Trust small first. Don't wait for big miracles. Notice the tiny confirmations. Many seekers ruin resonance by overthinking signs. They ask, was that number really a sign? Or am I imagining it? The truth. If it resonates, it's real. The meaning is not in the sign. It's in the alignment it sparks in you. Recognizing resonance signals is like learning a new language. First, you only catch a few words. Over time, you understand entire sentences. Eventually, the universe doesn't feel mysterious. It feels like a constant dialogue. When you learn to read the signals, you stop doubting alignment. You know when you're tuned, and reality confirms it again and again. Feeling resonance once is like hearing a new language for the first time. You catch a few words, maybe a phrase, but becoming fluent means you can think, dream, and live in that language. Resonance is no different. The field is always speaking. Fluency means you are always listening and responding naturally. Milky Way 1. From beginner to fluent. The 3 stages. Stage 1, discovery. You notice resonance occasionally. Tingling in meditation, synchronicities, flashes of clarity. Feels magical but inconsistent. Stage 2, integration. You practice daily rituals, recognize signals, and recalibrate faster when you fall out of tune. Resonance becomes a reliable tool. Stage 3, embodiment. You are resonance. You don't chase signs. Life itself becomes a flowing confirmation. Choices, relationships, and opportunities align without effort. Pushpin question to ask yourself. Which stage am I in right now? Milky Way 2. Daily practices that build fluency. Morning alignment. Start your day with resonance rituals. Breath, intention, gratitude. Journaling patterns. Track synchronicities. physical sensations, and outcomes. Weekly reset. Dedicate 1 day a week to go deeper, longer meditation, silence, or nature immersion. Night whisper. Before sleep, ask the field for guidance. Dreams often become clearer with practice. Like learning a language, fluency requires repetition, not perfection. Milky Way 3. Expanding your sensitivity. The more fluent you become, the subtler signals you notice. A shift in someone's tone that tells you the truth beneath their words. A sensation in your body guiding you to turn left instead of right. A fleeting image in meditation that later shows up in real life. At first, you may dismiss these, but fluency means trusting them. Pushpin exercise. For 1 week, act on at least one subtle signal per day. Notice what unfolds. Milky Way 4. The role of discipline. Fluency requires discipline. Not rigid, but consistent. Consistency intensity. A 10-minute daily practice is more powerful than a 2-hour practice once a month. Integration escape. Don't use resonance as a retreat. Apply it to real-life decisions: money, work, love, health. Accountability. Share your journey with a mentor or group. Speaking your resonance aloud strengthens it. Discipline creates trust. Trust creates fluency. Milky Way 5. The mirror test. How do you know you're becoming fluent? Look at your life. Do opportunities align more often? Do people comment on your calm or magnetic presence? Do problems resolve faster? Do you recover quicker from setbacks? Your outer reality mirrors your inner resonance. Fluency shows in results, not just feelings. Milky Way 6. The pitfalls of partial fluency. Like someone who knows half a language, partial fluency can cause misunderstandings. Overconfidence. Acting too quickly on unclear signals. Dependency. Needing constant signs instead of trusting inner knowing. Inconsistency. Strong practices 1 week, neglect the next. Pushpin solution. Slow down, refine, and recommit. Remember, it's a lifelong practice. Milky Way 7. Long-term vision. Life as resonance. When fluency matures, you don't just use resonance, you become it. Work doesn't feel like labor, but expression. Relationships feel like natural harmony, not struggle. Challenges feel like upgrades, not punishments. You stop asking, "Am I aligned?" Because the answer is always yes. This is mastery, not perfection, but integration. Fluency in resonance is not about escaping the human experience. It's about elevating it. The more fluent you become, the more life itself feels like a dance. You step, the universe responds, and together, you create something greater than either could alone. The universe is not silent. It constantly responds to your resonance, giving you direct feedback. Most people miss it because they're too distracted or skeptical. But once you tune in, you'll notice. Every thought, every feeling, every choice echoes back. Coherence is the key here. When your mind, heart, and body align, your energy field sharpens like a laser. Instead of scattering into random outcomes, your focus collapses into reality with precision. Milky Way 1. How the universe gives feedback. The quantum field responds instantly, though sometimes subtly. Acceleration of synchronicities. When aligned, coincidences multiply rapidly. Emotional confirmation. Joy and lightness signal yes, tension and heaviness signal no. Resistance versus flow. If doors keep slamming, it's feedback. If doors swing open, it's also feedback. Energetic echoes. Think of someone, and they message. Visualize money, and an opportunity arises. Pushpin key insight. Feedback is not random. It's the universe mirroring your vibration back to you. Milky Way 2. What is coherence? Imagine light bulbs versus a laser. Both use light, but one scatters while the other focuses into incredible power. Scattered energy, low coherence, your thoughts, feelings, and actions conflict. One day you want freedom, the next you fear change. Laser energy, high coherence, mind, heart, and body align in one direction. The universe amplifies your clarity. Pushpin formula. Coherence equals clear intention plus elevated emotion plus consistent action. Milky Way 3. Building coherence in daily life. Step 1. Clear intention. Write one simple, precise desire. Example: I attract aligned clients for my work. Avoid vague goals like, I want success. Step 2. Elevated emotion. Generate the feeling of already having it. Gratitude, joy, relief. The emotion charges the intention. Step 3. Consistent action. Take steps that embody your intention. If you want health, eat like someone who values health. If you want abundance, act like someone who trusts flow. This trifecta locks you into coherence. Milky Way 4. The science of coherence. Heart coherence. Studies show that when the heart rhythm is stable, the brain functions optimally. Your electromagnetic field strengthens and influences others. Brain-heart synchrony. Resonance increases when thoughts and emotions are in sync. This creates a measurable field of harmony. Collective coherence. Groups meditating together create shifts in local environments. Reduced crime, more peace, stronger unity. Pushpin proof. Coherence isn't just mystical, it's physiological and measurable. Milky Way 5. Signs you're in coherence. Life feels simple, not complicated. Decisions become obvious. Energy levels stay steady throughout the day. People comment on your calm or clarity. Small desires manifest quickly and elegantly. Milky Way 6. Dangers of scattered resonance. When you lack coherence, the universe still responds, but the feedback feels chaotic. Mixed signals equals mixed results. Wanting love but fearing rejection equals unstable relationships. Wanting wealth but believing money is evil equals inconsistent finances. Pushpin lesson. The field doesn't judge. It amplifies whatever you broadcast, coherent or not. Milky Way 7. Practices to strengthen coherence. Heart breath meditation. Breathe slowly, imagining your heart glowing with gratitude. Visualization with emotion. Don't just see your future, feel it in detail. Daily alignment check. Ask, do my thoughts, emotions, and actions all agree today? Silence practice. 10 minutes of stillness reduces mental noise and sharpens intention. Milky Way 8. Feedback as guidance, not punishment. Many people fear negative feedback, failed plans, closed doors, lost opportunities. But in resonance, feedback is never punishment. It's navigation. A blocked path means, not this way, try another. A delay means, not yet, timing matters. A success means, stay aligned, keep going. Pushpin shift perspective. Every outcome is information, not judgment. The universe is a responsive mirror. When you live in coherence, feedback becomes immediate, precise, and empowering. Instead of doubting signs, you flow with them. Instead of feeling lost, you feel guided. Coherence turns life from random chaos into a laser-focused creation. The more you embody it, the more your reality aligns like a symphony, each note in perfect harmony with your deepest resonance. Let's be real, life isn't always smooth. Even when you're in resonance, storms come. Challenges test your vibration, doubts creep in, and old patterns try to pull you back. But here's the secret. Every obstacle is actually a resonance checkpoint. The universe asks, will you hold your frequency or collapse back into fear? Resonance isn't about escaping difficulty. It's about navigating it with awareness so that even pain becomes transformation. Milky Way 1. Why challenges appear on the resonance path. Energy purging. When you raise your frequency, lower patterns must dissolve. Challenges often surface as a way to release them. Stability test. The universe checks. Can you maintain coherence even under pressure? Redirection. Blocks sometimes mean you're being guided toward a higher, truer path. Integration. Challenges help you embody resonance, not just think about it. Pushpin insight. Difficulty doesn't mean failure. It often means growth is working. Milky Way 2. The quantum view of struggle. In the quantum field, nothing is wasted. Every struggle is data. Fear, pain, and loss are vibrations too. When you face them consciously, you transmute them. Resistance multiplies suffering. Surrender reduces it. The field mirrors not just your joy but also your shadows. giving you the chance to integrate them. Milky Way 3. How to stay resonant in hard times. Anchor in the body. Feel your breath, your heartbeat. The body grounds your frequency. Without grounding, fear thoughts spiral endlessly. Return to gratitude. Even in chaos, find one thing to be grateful for. Gratitude resets resonance instantly. Observe, don't fuse. Don't become the emotion, watch it. Ah, fear is here. Anger is moving through me. This keeps you from collapsing. Micro-alignments. Take small aligned steps even if big actions feel impossible. Call a friend. Write one page. Walk outside. Momentum matters. Milky Way 4. Transmutation. Turning pain into power. Fear, courage. Every fear faced creates resilience. Loss, expansion. Empty space invites new beginnings. Chaos, clarity. Storms strip away illusions, leaving truth. Milky Way 5. Ancient wisdom on trials. Buddhism. Suffering is a teacher, it points to attachment. Sufism. Hardship polishes the heart like a stone becoming a jewel. Alchemy. Lead, difficulty. Transforms into gold, wisdom, when processed. Physics parallel. Pressure creates diamonds. Without challenge, there's no transformation. Milky Way 6. Maintaining resonance in relationships. Hard times often test your closest bonds. Don't project. Instead of blaming, ask, what vibration am I contributing? Communicate consciously. Express needs without accusation. Shared resonance. If possible, practice coherence together. Breathe, meditate, or even sit in silence. Boundaries. Sometimes staying resonant means walking away from draining dynamics. Milky Way 7. Navigating financial and material challenges. Money is one of the most charged areas where resonance is tested. Scarcity loop. Fear of lack lowers vibration and blocks flow. Abundance reset. Even when funds are low, focusing on trust and gratitude attracts openings. Aligned action. Don't just visualize, network, create, serve. Resonance works best with effort. Failure, wisdom. Mistakes recalibrate your alignment. Pushpin quantum alchemy. Pain doesn't destroy resonance. It refines it. Pushpin truth. The field supports those who stay open, even when the bank balance is low. Milky Way 8. Real-life example, storytelling style. A woman loses her job unexpectedly. Fear floods her mind. But instead of collapsing, she treats it as resonance feedback. She meditates daily, writes her true intentions, and applies only for jobs that align with her passion. Within 2 months, she receives an offer beyond her imagination. Challenge wasn't punishment, it was redirection. Milky Way 9. The dark night of resonance. Many mystics speak of a dark night of the soul. It's the stage where old resonance dies, but the new hasn't fully formed. Feels empty, confusing, and heavy. But it's not the end, it's the threshold. The dark night is the womb of rebirth. Pushpin lesson. When nothing seems to work, you're not broken, you're upgrading. Milky Way 10. Practices for hard times. Resonance journal. Write what you're feeling without judgment. End with one statement of alignment. Energy reset walks. Move your body outdoors daily. Nature recalibrates. Resonant music. Listen to frequencies 432 Hz, 528 Hz to uplift your vibration. Micro-meditations. Even 2 to 3 minutes of deep breathing restores coherence. Affirmations of trust. This too is feedback. This too is guiding me. Challenges don't mean you've lost resonance. They mean resonance is deepening. Every storm is a teacher. Every loss a rebirth. Every delay a protection. When you stay resonant in hard times, your frequency becomes unshakable. And once unshakable, the universe begins to respond to you not with tests, but with trust. Imagine living in such alignment that reality itself begins to flow with you. Not by accident, not by luck, but by resonance. At this level, you're no longer a passive observer of life. You're a conductor, orchestrating experiences, opportunities, and synchronicities like music. This is the ultimate stage of resonance. not just glimpsing alignment but embodying it as a lifestyle. Milky Way 1. What does it mean to be fully resonant? Stability. Your frequency doesn't collapse when challenges come. Magnetism. People, ideas, and opportunities naturally gravitate toward you. Ease. Struggle fades, replaced by flow. Purpose. Every action feels connected to something greater. Creatorship. You don't wait for change. You generate it. Pushpin truth. At this stage, resonance stops being a practice and becomes your natural state. Milky Way 2. From student, master, conductor. Student of resonance. Learning to notice signals, experimenting, doubting often. Master of resonance. Living in awareness, practicing coherence daily. Consistent flow. Conductor of resonance. Reality bends around your alignment. Synchronicities become constant. Your presence uplifts others. Milky Way 3. Living as a conductor. Synchronicity becomes normal. Coincidences happen daily. Numbers, meetings, calls, timing. Reality speaks constantly. Signs, dreams, symbols, and intuition all feel clear. Creation without strain. Projects, relationships, and abundance emerge with less effort. Ripple effect. Your resonance lifts the people around you, even without words. Milky Way 4. Science meets mysticism. Quantum physics. Coherent systems influence incoherent ones. A strong vibration entrains weaker vibrations. Heart math research. A resonant heart field impacts others up to several feet away. Mystics teach. The awakened individual becomes a tuning fork for the collective. Pushpin, you don't just change your reality, you shift collective reality. Milky Way 5. The habits of fully resonant beings. Morning alignment ritual. Before touching technology, they align their frequency, breathwork, meditation, affirmations. Inner honesty. They don't suppress emotions. They observe and transmute them. Gratitude as a default, not forced, natural. Service orientation. They ask, how can my resonance serve others? Creative flow. They act on inspiration quickly without overthinking. Milky Way 6. Money, success, and resonance. At full resonance, money is no longer survival, it's expression. You attract resources not because you need, but because you're aligned to create. Wealth becomes fuel for purpose, not ego. People feel your resonance in your work, and that authenticity magnetizes abundance. Pushpin note. This is why resonant creators often rise fast. They radiate truth. Milky Way 7. Relationships at full resonance. You naturally draw aligned people into your life. Toxic or draining dynamics dissolve without drama. Connections feel soul deep, less transactional, more transformational. Love stops being a chase and becomes a resonance exchange. Milky Way 8. Global impact of one resonant being. Ripple effect. One person in high coherence can influence thousands. Field uplift. Entire groups rise in frequency when one resonant presence anchors. History shows. Mystics, inventors, leaders, all shifted reality by embodying high resonance. Pushpin, you're not small. Your resonance matters. Milky Way 9. Living the resonant lifestyle. Daily alignment practices. Breath, meditation, movement. Resonant nutrition. Eating foods that sustain clarity. Digital hygiene. Less doom scrolling, more intentional creation. Environment. Surroundings reflect your frequency. Declutter, beautify, energize. Continuous expansion. Resonance doesn't plateau. It evolves infinitely. Milky Way 10. The ultimate gift of resonance. When fully embodied, resonance gives unshakable peace regardless of circumstances. Magnetic power, people trust and follow your frequency. Creative flow, life becomes an art form. Sacred connection, you feel part of the universe, never separate. Pushpin, you stop manifesting and start orchestrating. Milky Way 11. A guided visualization for the audience. Close your eyes. Imagine your body glowing with coherent light. Every breath strengthens your resonance. See your reality around you responding. The right people arriving, doors opening, synchronicities unfolding. Feel the peace of knowing you are not chasing life. Life is flowing toward you. Whisper to yourself, I am resonance. I am coherence. I am the conductor of my reality. Resonance isn't a trick or a secret. It's your natural state. You don't have to force it, you just have to return to it. When you fully live from resonance, you step into your true role. Not a victim of chance, not a passive observer, but a conscious conductor of reality. And once you taste this life, you'll never go back.